Hello, hello, hi, gig manure. What's up? What's going on? Welcome. Happy Sunday. And hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. My name is Sean Azimi, and I welcome you to this live. Let's go. Who watched the UFC fights tonight? Drop in the comments UFC if you watched the fights tonight. And please do not make this political. If you do, I will have to block you. Yep. I don't do politics very much, so don't make it political. But did you watch the UFC fight tonight? And man, there were seven fights, and they were so good, every single one with finishes, which was amazing. And the main event, if you haven't watched it, then you are in for a treat because it was an amazing fight, wonderful fight, a great night of fights. I'll give you my take on this event. I don't talk about UFC events and stuff like that, but this is a very special event. Today is the 250th birthday of US, if you would. Um, it also is the birthday of President Trump. It also was pretty significant because the UFC event happened in the south lawn of the White House. Wait, can you think about that for a second? There was a UFC event on the south lawn of the White House. Again, do not make this political or I will block you. But what I do want to talk about is, you know, you may hate the guy, you may love the guy, you may not agree with the guy, or you may just agree with everything that he says. I think Dana White, for getting something like this done, is it's spectacular. Because when somebody buys an organization that was in trouble, right, about 30 some years ago, he bought UFC. I don't think he ever visioned that he's going to be doing a show on the White House lawn. I just don't think that was the case, right? And if you watch the UFC fight tonight, drop UFC in the comments. I'll repeat this. Do not make this political, or I will block you. But I want to talk about people having a dream so big that literally every single person would laugh at the dream and at you. Having a dream so massive that people will call you not only crazy, but they will just call the whole process impossible. I'm a I'm a big UFC fan. I watch MMA a lot, and for me, as a fan, I was nervous. I mean, it is the White House, and we got President Trump, and we know that some people don't like him a whole lot, and they've tried to take him out. And this is a very critical time, war time between U.S. and Iran. And here is this guy with this dream and vision that, hey, you know what? We're going to do a UFC event on the White House lawn. 4,300 seats, 80,000 people outside watching on massive TVs. whether you like him, hate him, whatever it is, I think it was just spectacular that this man was able to put a team of people to be able to accomplish such a massive thing. One person had a dream, but he wasn't going to do it all by himself. It takes a team, a winning team, a team that is dedicated together. It is spectacular that he was allowed to do this on top of the paved over Rosen Garden of gigantic. Okay, so I did say don't make this political, and so you made it political. So I'm sorry, buddy, you got to go. Um, so that's that. Um, so I think it's incredible that this was done with somebody's just had a dream, right? And it just it just I think it's pretty crazy when you think about it, that you have such a sporting event on such a massive location. Controversial. Let's call it controversial because not everybody was up to this. Not everybody said this is a good idea. Not everybody said, "Oh yeah, this is brilliant. This is history." There was a lot of people, and still a lot of people protesting this event. But I'm not talking political. I think it's massive to focus on what we already have in our hand. And it was just a dream and a team of people that got something that we would have never thought about together, right? And I think that deserves a pat on the back, right? I think it's pretty impressive. And I gotta give it to the fighters. Like I said, I'm a UFC fan, and I was nervous as what. But I gotta give it to this UFC um, fighters as well, because I mean they stepped on that cage in the outdoors again with all the craziness that is going on around the world with the war and everything that's going on. And I think it just was so cool to see these people just show up, really do what they do, and really compete at a very high level, if you would, right? So I guess my whole thing about this, whether you are a fan or not, whether you're a hater, okay, there are dreams that you may have that everyone is not only knocking it down, they're not only saying, oh, that's a dumb idea. No, they may actually be doing things to stop you from pursuing it. They want to derail you. I actually don't take co hosts. So I'm sorry, Dynasty. Um, and I think that only the only the ones that really truly with every fiber in their being um, want to do extraordinary things, those are the ones that will not really pay attention to anything going on the outside world. They're just so laser focused on their dream and accomplishing that dream and walking off saying, oh, I did that. I think in our lives, we not only don't dream those massive dreams, but the small little dreams that we do dream, they're like bug sizes, and it feels like somebody can step on them like that, and there goes your dream. I'm asking you not to have those kind of dreams. Have those massive, insane, outrageous goals and dreams, and not just have it float around in your head, but take every single action to accomplish it. Wish you well. I wish you well, and I pray that you guys get some value, some inspiration, some um, you know, and look at the people accomplishing big things and go back to when it was a dream for them. And look at the process and look at the journey. Look at how many times they were pushed, they were discouraged, they were thrown off track, they were faced with challenges. Like, I'm not talking about little tiny challenge. I'm talking about taking you out of the game challenges. And yet still they kept going through, kept going through it. In the fights tonight, there were several of the fighters that gave all the glory to Jesus Christ in front of, they were saying over 1 billion people are going to watch this event worldwide. Imagine that. Giving the glory to the Almighty. I've said this many times before. It's supposed to happen. You're supposed to go through it. You're supposed to make it. You're supposed to go through it. You're supposed to tell the story. And you're supposed to give the glory all to Him. With that, if you're not connected with me, subscribe to me, follow me. You can do that on multiple platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, and LinkedIn, Threads. I go with Side Gig Sean. And with that, I am Sean Azimi, your goat lost. Who is your goat? I'm sorry, man. With that, I'm Sean Azimi, and I help folks to start a little side business using the online space. And if you've been thinking about it, you want to make some extra money, go to sidegigshawn.com and let's see if we can help each other out. Oh, Ilya, oh man, don't get me started because I'm really happy he lost. He had that smirk on his face. And in this sport, you got to be humble in order to, I feel like you got to be humble to rise. You can only stay gloating with ego for so long. But after that, see now he's got to fight all this stuff that is coming at him for making all that talk and I'm gonna do this in the first round, all this stuff, and he literally covered his face. Um, Ego ain't your amigo. Remember that. He pulled his shirt over his face walking off the cage and to his thing. That's how embarrassed he was. So humility is a big thing. With that, I am signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.